Happy wedding night, y'all. This your girl, such a craziness. I'm coming to you, and you with another word on the street segment. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. So our girl Shamia, okay, she was on the Big Tigger Morning Show down here in the ATL, and of course, they asked about the show Real Housewives of Atlanta, the drama that's going on between her, Porsha, and all that other stuff. Okay, but she calls Drew Tacky for referring to her being a lapdog amongst all the drama that's been going on between her and Porsha. Of course, she's blaming it on she blaming it on the wrong people. Let's just put it that way. Because at the end of the day, Porsha don't be taking up for you. And then this last thing, well, yes, I'm so glad no, she didn't. She just said, stop asking me about it because me and you talked about it. But if that's what you call taking up for you, that's on you. But before we get into that, I wanted to do like a little rewind.
Let's rewind. Let's rewind.
To a part in the video of Carlos King and Drew Sidora interview they had, to where he was saying the three ladies had dinner and Shamia coming with this whole pinky promise thing about, I guess, not letting it go back to with Porsha, and she just felt open and vulnerable to talk about her true feelings on how she feel, how Portia's treating her and his friendship.
You, her, and Shamia had dinner one night, and that allegedly Shamia put out her pinky finger and said what exactly?
Mm-hmm.
What did she say?
We did all that. That's exactly what happened.
So all three, so it was like...
It was given...
It was given Power Rangers?
Yes,
so it was given that, and then it was like Unite, activation.
It was activated, but Angela said she had her fingers crossed behind her back.
Because Angela don't trust no girls. I watched the show.
Listen, I pinky swear because Shamia and I have known each other, and I feel like we have grown to build what I would consider a friendship over the years. Angela, like, I don't know you. I just met you yesterday. So I love her energy. But Shamia and I have built a rapport and a friendship over the years. But it was like this wrestling with Shamia is the best way I could put it into words. It was a wrestling. And we had a cocktail or two. And she felt vulnerable. And I feel like she felt comfortable. And she needed to get this out. And so she was like, I need us to pinky swear because what I'm about to tell you, I need to feel like I'm in a safe space. So we pinky sweared. I'm like, what's wrong, And she went on to tell us that she felt like, she needed to be real and address the issues that she has in her friendship with Porsha. She went on to say how she didn't want to come across as though now she's got a peach come for her in that way to feel like she's ungrateful or a bad friend. So I can tell you she was considering the fans and the look of how it would come across. As we see now, she's talking, because she's like, okay, I'm in a good place. But then she was just like, this is Porsha's show. She's the HBIC. And I don't know if this is a good idea, but this is the real. And she went on to say that, the friendship is not in the place that everyone thinks that it's in. She was hurt by the fact that Porsha didn't come to her wedding. She was hurt by the fact that Porsha did not ever congratulate her for getting a peach, nor ever take her out to celebrate her. I would never know this. I would never know this, and I never would have thought that that was the case because Instagram shows like this great, beautiful, friendship. But there was a plethora of things that Shamia said that I feel like Shamia needs to vocalize, right? Because that's her story, that's her pain, that's her journey. But she had a lot to say about how she felt like Porsha was not a good friend to her and that she has been a very loyal friend to Porsha. And we only encouraged her because myself, and I've always told Angela, I told Sonia, and how I've lived on this show is speak your truth and just be you. Mm-hmm. And that's all I can say. And so we encourage Shamia to do that. And I think with us now knowing this and Angela speaking of Porsha, it was bound to come out. And it did. It came out.
So with that being said, fast forward to this interview she had with the Big Tigger Morning Show, with her referring to Drew being tacky for even, speaking and calling her a lap dog. Chat. Take a listen.
There is. What is the biggest misconception about you publicly, and why is it a misconception?
I think that Drew has coined this whole lapdog thing, and I think it's so tacky because at the end of the day, I'm just a loyal friend. So if me being a loyal companion is me being a lapdog, then that's pretty unfortunate because I would strive for anybody to be a loyal friend to me. I mean, that's kind of what we need in our big age. Friends don't come that they're few and far in between, so you want to hold on to the good ones. And I just think that people think that my loyalty to P is me like maybe being afraid of her or being in her shadow or not really being worthy of a peach, should just be a friend because she's so up Porsha's ass or whatever it is. I don't think that that's what that is. I think what that is me being a ride or die. And I'm like that to the people that are on camera and off camera. Like, I just think that people move a certain way for TV. Yeah. And that's the unfortunate thing, because then there is no authenticity. You're not a real person. You're not being true. Because even when the lights and the cameras are off, you're going to be with me. Y'all going to ride with me. You know what I mean? Y'all been riding for me. And that's the thing. I just, if I take my biggest takeaway from this is just being true to yourself, and don't, they call it lapdog, I call it loyalty. And a lot of these ladies could learn that lesson and be more like a lapdog, I would say.
Do you think Shamia is Porsha's lapdog?
Oh, yeah. I stand on that. I stand on that, and I said it. You'll see, I said it a couple of times, actually.
You said it already? Okay, yeah. You said
because it's just, I believe that's who she is, because, again, when you don't speak your truth, what are you? If you, like I said, are barking up a tree and not being your own tree, we don't really know who you are. You're under someone else's shade. You're under someone else's genealogy, someone else's truth. She's been living under Porsha's shadow. And I just felt like that is the best word. People said it before me on this show. She was a lapdog. And I say it for myself now, because that's what I've seen. For her to come for me about something that Porsha and I already spoke about is lapdog behavior. For her to run back a very innocent conversation back to Porsha and take it in any negative light is lapdog behavior. For her not to stand on business about what she shared with Angela and I and sulk in the moment and not stand and arrive is lapdog behavior.
And honestly, I agree with Drew, because at the end of the day, I get you loyal. But if I can't get that in return, then what am I being loyal to? It's called respect on both ends. You see, I'm fighting for our friendship, and you over here, I don't want to talk about it. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Type of tease. And then you even said you tried to reach out to Porsha behind the scenes so it wouldn't have to go public, and she still didn't want to talk about it.
Speaking of healthy, we got to talk about you and Porsha's relationship, right? Do you think that the show is manipulating the relationship a little bit, or do you think the show is kind of like forcing you to talk about the strain between you and Porsha, if there is any?
See, that whole notion about the show can make or break a relationship, I think that's crazy.
Really?
I think the show, that there's cameras, and I think that there's real life. You can't spell reality without being real. And I think what they capture is the real essence of our relationship. And it's unfortunate that it's being played out like that. But I've been able to even see things that I didn't even know.
Really?
Yeah, and it's hurtful. And unfortunately, we having to live in it publicly. The things that were said, done, it's not the show messing up the relationship. It's the girls on the show. They have a lot to say about it, so they messy and muddy the water. And until you watch it back, you don't know. It's like, dang, she said that, so she just went over there and straight lied. And then if you allow those type of things to be said about a friend or even in the friendship, and you don't check it, it just look like, and even if you do check it, they ain't gonna say, well, I said this, but she shut me down or she checked me. They just gonna tell their side because they want to see the friction and the tension in the friendship. So,
is it working?
What do you think? You watched it?
Girl, not you getting a little feisty? Damn, she was just asking you. See, deflecting. No, I know what I see. Do you see what we all see about you and Porsha's friendship? Hello, somebody.
I mean, but again, I'm not in the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know you and Porsha have long known each other.
But as
for
a
long
fan
time.
or as a viewer of the show, do you feel like it's caused a strain or
Absolutely.
Well, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And that's why I say it's unfortunate. It's like no one wants to, even before I got on the show, I was like, I don't want to get on this show and have my relationship with my husband, my friends, my children, anybody be targeted or disbanded because of drama. That ain't how I roll.
Well, we here now. What you gonna do about it? Anyways, well, you said you gonna step back, so we'll see. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you on the next one.